A lot of you are finding out that your mental health is declining when you've had Eustachian tube dysfunction or tinnitus. It's not often talked about, and it's honestly, if you search it online, you don't see much about it. It just goes on to say that, yeah, after all the ringing and all the clicking sounds, you can become frustrated, but it's a little bit deeper than that. It's really going into the core of the body. And when I was diagnosed with Eustachian tube dysfunction, I had no idea what that even was. I thought it was literally just a clogging sensation in the ear, maybe some allergy medication, some nasal spray, and it'll all be better in a couple of days. Well, I was wrong. This thing went for 3 years, and it went from just an annoying sensation to a deeper core, my mind can't get off of the sensation, I need help sensation. And a lot of you are at that point right now where you're like, what's going on with myself here? And that's why this whole condition is tricky. And the symptom of tinnitus doesn't help. But Eustachian tube dysfunction, this condition is tricky because it can really make you feel like it's not a big deal, but then it feels like a big deal, and then it's not a big deal, then it feels like a big deal. So then you're kind of not sure how to take that. Sometimes you feel okay, sometimes you feel horrible, sometimes you feel lost. It fluctuates level to level. It goes from extreme to not so bad, extreme, not so bad. And with Mental Health Awareness Month coming in the next week or so, in the month of May, I'm going to dedicate a lot of time to mental health, but specifically for this condition. So a lot of you that are subscribed that are just wondering, how come no one's talking about the mental aspect of this thing? Well, I'm going to be dedicating over 20 plus days of content, just really honing in on mental health and how important it is, but outlining and underlining this condition and many of the symptoms that come with this condition. And so it's really important that you realize how our brain is structured in the sense that when you have this condition, don't be alarmed that you start feeling a little off mentally. Don't just think it's something going on specifically in your life. So you might think it's something that just happened in your life that's making all of these things go haywire. It really isn't always just a problem, an external problem. Well, when I was dealing with this myself, I was confused. I was often confused. I thought, why can't I be the person to go into places and just feel normal sometimes? So I started to do the worst thing that you can do, canceling plans, staying home. That's going to be easier. It turned out it was actually not easier. When you cancel plans and you decide to just say, I'm going to take the easy road, which I can't fault you, because you don't want to be somewhere in public dealing with all these problems. You want to kind of do it in private. And it's normal to think, okay, if I'm not 100% or I'm not 60%, I'm going to just stay home. And although that seems like the responsible thing, it's actually breeding the problem worse. And this is what took me so long to get over that. That was probably my biggest hurdle, was the fact that I was breeding it to be even stronger the next time. Every time I canceled a plan because I didn't feel 90% or 99%, it actually became more of a problem for me for the next occasion. I can honestly say the best recipe and the best strategy to get through this mental health cloud and these obstacles is to not hold yourself back on an experience, especially if it's a very important experience for someone else, something you've been really wanting to do for yourself. And it's just really one of those things where if the more you cancel, the more this thing grows. And it took me a little bit to understand that. Now, I just want to say, if you're in a severe state, or if you're dizzy, because yes, Eustachian tube dysfunction can lead to off-balance feeling and dizziness. If you're in that state and you can't function a vehicle or you can't walk correctly, now you want to listen to your body. Definitely, you don't want to do anything that's going to put you in harm's way or someone else. But if you're at that point where you're just like, do I have to deal with this today? I don't know if I can do this or not, or maybe I should just try to get over that hurdle. Because once you start engaging more, doing things more, and challenging yourself a little bit, you'll be surprised that this whole mental health thing starts going down, down, down. Each time you do something, it goes a little bit, the ability to deal with it goes a little bit higher, and the inability to be challenged with this condition goes a little bit lower. So if you can try to find yourself in this position where you're in this, should I go? Should I not go? Try your best to just go through with it. Even if you're not the best guest when you go somewhere, just do your best and go through with it. If it's a wedding, if it's an event for someone else, graduation season's coming, try to go and do those things. Do the best you can. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge mentally, but as you do it and when you come back home is when you start to find that growth. And then it just sets you up for the next experience or the next event that you have. So that's really the connection between the mind, body, and Eustachian tube dysfunction is really don't hold yourself back on an event that's going to cost you more time to get over than the actual experience would have been. So basically, one missed opportunity could lead to several months of anxiety and pressure trying to do it again the next time. I really didn't learn that right away. I thought, okay, I was doing myself a favor by staying back. And I realized that it was just breeding it. It was getting worse and worse and worse. And every time I canceled an event, I would come home and realize, yeah, it's going to be hard to go anywhere else after this. And when something did come up, I had the, oh, I didn't do it last time, so I probably can't do it this time thing going on. So all of you out there that are dealing with mental health problems when it comes to your ear health, know that there's a definite connection between the two. No, you're not crazy. Yes, you can get through it. And yes, you can go back to your normal self. And this is not who you're going to be for the rest of your life. So I hope this video was very helpful for you. If it was, please take time to subscribe to the channel. I try to bring content as often as possible. But in the meantime, I'm going to step out of the Jaye studio and leave you in good hands with this video. Like anything else, folks, we're here to simply go back to the basics. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you on the next video.